My name's Lisa Masten. I'm the library director at the Lucy Robbins Welles Library, and welcome to our ReDefined Reads program. I'm going to show you today how to make literary bookmarks, and those are bookmarks that are made from the spines of old books. Usually what you want to do is find a book, like a discarded book or a book that's beyond repair, and you pull out the inside of the book where all the pages are. And what you typically do is cut down the sides where the pages are glued, and then you start pulling it out. And what you're left with is the cover and the spine. And then what you need to do is you need to cut down the sides of the spine on either side. Cut this, straight as you can. You can always trim it after you're done as well. And what you'll be left with once you cut down the side and you've separated the spine from the two sides of the covers is you'll be left with the spine of a book. And this is what's you're gonna use to make your literary bookmark. Once you get your spine, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get cardstock, or I used an old manila folder, I just am recycling this, and you measure, you take the spine and you draw a line on either side of this cardstock, and you're going to measure it out, and then you're going to cut it to fit the inside of your spine. You want to have it cut just a little bit smaller on the sides on either side and a little bit shorter on the top and bottom, because what we're going to do is we're going to take this cardstock that reinforces your bookmark and makes it a little firmer, and to make it look a little bit nicer on the inside of your bookmark, we're actually going to cover it with fabric, because your bookmark, it's not so pretty on the inside if you look at it right now, but by taking this piece of cardstock that will glue on the inside and to make this firmer and covering it with fabric, it actually turns out to be kind of an interesting, fun looking bookmark. So you take this cardstock that you've measured against your spine label. In this case, I have this one here, and I have this cardstock, and it fits on the inside of this bookmark. But I want to make it a little bit nicer. So what I did is I grabbed fabric, and you can really use felt, you can use any kind of fabric you want. And you just take your fabric and you cut it so that when it's going to be wider and longer than your cardstock that you've cut out. But what I want to do is I'm going to actually glue the fabric to this, and by making it a little wider, when I glue it, I'll be able to fold over the edges on either side and fold over the edges on the bottom too, and then I'll have a really nice looking piece of cardstock. So I already did this with this one here. So it was a piece of cardstock. I took the fabric and I folded it over and I glued it. So it's glued on the front here, and it's glued on the side, and it's glued on the top, and it's glued on the bottom. And once you have this, now you can start to assemble your bookmark. What I'm going to end up doing now is I'm going to be gluing this directly to the bookmark. And one of the optional things you can do with your bookmark, if you want, is you can have some sort of a ribbon or tassel to it. That kind of adds to it, because a lot of bookmarks do, if you notice, have something that kind of hangs over the top. So in this case, I cut a piece of ribbon. I think I cut a piece of ribbon. Oh, I did. So I cut a piece of ribbon, and I'm going to create a ribbon tassel for my bookmark. And what they're recommending that you do when you make this bookmark is you want to glue the tassel in first, and then glue the inside of your bookmark in next. So what I'm going to do is take my glue. I have clear glue, or you can use white glue, whatever you want to use. And I'm going to put it, I want to make sure I'm at the top of the bookmark. Put it right here. And I put glue down on the top here. And I'm going to take my tassel. And I just, however long you want the tassel to be out. So I'm going to make it about this length. And then I'm going to glue it down like that. And now what I'm going to do is take my glue, and I'm going to glue the inside of the bookmark. And you want to be kind of generous with your glue too, because you really want it to stick. So I'm going to start by taking this here, and I'm going to center it on the back there. And I want to make sure that I definitely put more glue at the top here where the ribbon is. And what I'm doing is gluing the back like this So now I'll have this bookmark where you don't see the yucky inside of the spine. And when this dries, you're going to have a nice two-sided bookmark. And what I suggest is you have to let this dry, and you have to let it dry for a while. And what I did is I put something heavy over the top of it last night. I just took a heavy box and sat it on mine. And what ultimately ends up happening is you get a bookmark. So I have the old spine of the book here. I have a ribbon tassel, and then I have my cardstock with fabric glued over on the inside. So on one side it kind of looks maybe a little boring, but not too bad. And then I have sort of fun fabric on the inside. And you can choose whatever fabric or design or whatever you want. Make it more traditional, make it more funky, whatever you want to do. And after this one dries, you're going to have this nice green bookmark with a gold ribbon, and then the inside has some fabric that looks really nice with the color of the bookmark. So what I did for this Redefined Reads for people who signed up for the kits is I put together kits, and I gave you 2 spines, and I cut out 2 pieces of fabric. So you get two different spines, 2 pieces of fabric, 2 types of ribbon, and then you get the glue, and you get a brush to put your glue on in the bookmark. And we still have kits available if you're interested. This is a project you could definitely do from home. And if you have glue and you have an old book and you have ribbon and some scraps of fabric, you can make your own bookmarks at home. And they're nice. They make nice gifts as well. And if you're an avid reader, who doesn't want bookmarks? So I hope that you enjoy making this kit. And we do have some left at the library. You just need to call 860-665-8700. There are instructions in your kit as well as this video will be on our website. You just click on the link and you can see how I did it. So I hope you have fun doing this, and we will see you next time for our next Redefined Reads. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.